Hello, this is Left Turn Productions, and welcome to Your Cup Series Season number 4, Race number 6, here at Fresno Motor Speedway. 40 cars will take on this 1.5 mile raceway, as we are now inching a little bit closer to the chase now. We've passed the first 5 races, and it's starting to become go time for some of these drivers, as there are only 7 races left. So let's go into your starting grid here. Row 1, the 18 of Kyle Busch, and the 42, Kyle Larson. Row 2 is Joey Logano and Kurt Busch. Row 3, Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick. Row 4, Jamie McMurray and Brad Keselowski. Row 5, Clint Bowyer and Ryan Blaney. Row 6 is Alex Bowman and Denny Hamlin. Row 7 is Eric Jones and Eric Almirola. Row 8 is Paul Menard and Jimmy Johnson. Menard pulling off the upset win at Under Armour last time. Row number 9 is Richard Childress Racing teammates Ryan Newman and Austin Dillon. And row 10 is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Chase Elliott. Row 11, Matt DiBenedetto in the 95 this week, and alongside him, William Byron. Row 12 is Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain, giving a good qualifying run for the 92 car. Row 13 is Trevor Bayne and Darrell Wallace Jr. Row 14 is Junior Motorsports teammates Justin Allgaier and Tyler Reddick. And row 15 is AJ Allmendinger and Ryan Truex. Row 16, Matt Kenseth and Cole Custer. Row 17, Spencer Davis and David Reagan. Row 18, Brennan Poole and John Nemechek. Row 19, Michael McDowell and Ty Dillon. And rounding out the field is Gray Galding and Regan Smith. There is one DNQ for this race, and it was the 83 of J.J. Yaley. Was not fast enough to make it into the show and was not inside the top 32 in owner's points, so ended up getting knocked out here and will not race today. So, green flag is in the air. The two Kyles, Busch and Larson, lead them off. See the pack right there, and the interesting back straightaway here that's kind of like the backstretch at ISM Raceway. And then turns 3 and 4. Kyle Busch leading the first lap. Joey Logano going for second under Kyle Larson. Kyle Busch already won a race this year. He won at Bristol, trying to become the first driver this season to win 2 races. And Joey Logano will clear Kyle Larson for second. Logano has also won a race this year. He won at Baltimore. Which, by the way, that was the final race at Baltimore to be run in the Your Cup Series. Anyway, lap 3 right now, they're starting to catch some lap traffic as you see the 53 of Regan Smith. Kyle Busch with a big gap and big crash here on the back straightaway. Paul Menard in the air, Matt DiBenedetto, Daniel Suarez, and others. DiBenedetto on fire in the 95 car. And his first start with that team is not going to be a very good one. Let's see what happened here in turn number 2. There you can see, there's Menard. You can see him alongside Denny Hamlin and Ryan Newman. Looks like Newman and Hamlin made some contact, and it barely clipped Paul Menard. And Menard went right up into the path of Matt DiBenedetto. Chase Elliott also involved in the crash. Didn't notice that the first time around. He got collected by Ryan Newman, and look at all those cars that were able to miss it. Unfortunately, Daniel Suarez ended up getting caught up in it. A lot of drivers that were around the chase cutoff involved in that wreck, including Paul Menard, Daniel Suarez, and Chase Elliott. And of course, Matt DiBenedetto in his first start with Levine Family Racing. Not going to end very well for that team after a strong 6th place finish by Ryan Preece last week in their debut race. So we got a restart here on lap number 4. Busch and Larson once again. Looks like the field is basically the same as before. Green flag in the air. Oh, it's not the same because you got Clint Bowyer starting to work his way up through the pack. In the 14. In fact, he's going to go to 3rd, maybe even 2nd. Now he can't quite get Larson, but the Stewart-Haas Racing Fords right there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're doing pretty well here. As Kyle Busch leads another lap. Kyle Busch has been sticking up the show here today, has been dominating, but Kyle Larson is just a little bit behind him. He might be able to catch him if the run goes on for long enough. And of course, Clint Bowyer. Oh, and Bowyer goes spinning. Bowyer goes spinning through the grass, and he's going to hit the inside wall. Clint Bowyer from third place got tapped by his teammate, and his day is done. Very unfortunate for Clint Bowyer, still going for that first York Cup Series win. Let's go back and see what happened. You see Bowyer, the black car on the inside, and Kevin Harvick, his teammate, the white car behind him. You see them go through the corner. Harvick definitely got into his teammate, probably on accident though, as Bowyer slides through the grass, doesn't tear up the front end until he gets into the wall there, and that basically killed his run. If he was able to keep it off the wall, he probably would have been able to keep going. But unfortunately, too much damage on the front end of that 14 for them to continue. And that really stinks because he was another driver around that chase cutoff area. This is really going to put him into a hole. But he still has 7 races to climb out of it, and that's plenty of time. We've seen it happen before. As you can see, Bowyer is now out of the race. So we're going to have another restart here. Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, once again, they've been the top 2 drivers all day. Can they hold on to those top 2 spots? Green flag in the air. Harvick giving Kyle Busch a great push on that restart. Kyle Larson not getting a very good restart there. And here comes Harvick underneath. He's going for his first win in, I don't know, I think it was like 25 races or something. No, it was a lot longer than that, but it's been a while since Harvick has last won. Not able to take it away from Kyle Busch here. I believe we're at 5 laps to go. Now Joey Logano joined in the conversation again. Team Penske, of course, we talked about how good they've been. To the inside, Kevin Harvick. They're side by side here with 4 laps remaining. Who's going to get the advantage through 1 and 2? Still Kyle Busch ahead. Now Harvick peeks his nose ahead. Kyle Larson moving into third, holding off that 22 car, Joey Logano. And Kevin Harvick is your new race leader. 3 laps remaining. Can Kevin Harvick hold on for his first win in a season and a half? Here comes Kyle Busch. He's going to the inside of Harvick. He wants to play spoiler. And Kyle Larson sneaking up on them. 2 laps to go. It's probably going to be between those 3 drivers up there. It's quite a ways back to Kurt Busch and Logano. Kyle Larson with a 3 wide move going into turn number 3. They're 3 wide through turn number 4. Busch had to back out. 1 to go. Larson going for the lead. He also has not won in quite a while. It was Eldora last year that his last win went in. Kyle Busch to the inside. Larson blocks. Here comes Harvick on the outside. And to the line, it's going to be a 3 wide finish, but Larson got it. Kyle Larson wins at Fresno. As you can see, the top 20 roll by there. And there is Kyle Larson in victory lane. Kyle Larson winning out here for the first time in 19 races. He wins out here today at Fresno, and let's get a replay of that finish. Alright, so we're stopped here at about 4.5 laps to go. Here you can see Harvick get to the inside of Kyle Busch here. This is what put him in the lead, this move. Kyle Busch barely led that lap right there, but you can see Harvick still trying to get to the inside of him, and he does pass him right here. Kyle Larson had to deal with Joey Logano and fend him off, but here's Larson lurking in third. Harvick leads that lap there. 3 laps to go at this point. Now they're single file. Kyle Busch dives to the inside trying to get the run down there, but he's able to do it going into turn 3, but isn't quite able to get the lead away from him, it looks like. 2 to go this time. He's still to his inside, and here comes Kyle Larson. Big move all the way down to the wall as Busch was trying to pass Harvick, and that 3 wide move slides him up the track. Somehow they don't hit the wall. Kyle Busch is the one that is affected by that. I'm sure Busch won't be too happy with that move that Larson pulled on him, considering what has happened between them in the last 2 races. But here you see Kyle Larson, he's been working the top most of the race, and he's now forced to go to the bottom and see if it works for him, and he's able to do it. Overdrove that corner a little bit. Harvick got to his outside, hit the wall a little bit off turn 4, and right there you see the finish. Kyle Busch dove to the inside, almost had him, but not enough time left for Kyle Busch to make a big move. So it looks like Larson wins the race. Kyle Busch gets second, and Kevin Harvick will end up having to settle for a 3rd place finish. You see a few other drivers. Again, the top 20 pass by here. So here are your results. Oh, I forgot to crop them out. Oh well. Kyle Larson getting the win. You can still see what's going on, so it doesn't really matter. Larson gets the win. Larson Fan 8842 getting his first ever York Cup Series win as a sponsored account. I'm sure there are many, many people in the comment section that will be very happy about that. As some of the people that watch my videos also watch his. Kyle Busch, 2nd place. Tough luck there for Kyle Busch at the end. Couldn't quite get it done. Kevin Harvick, still looking for that first win since Season 2. Kurt Busch, 4th. Joey Logano, 5th. Alex Bowman with a nice run in 6th. The quiet top 10. In a season that Hendrick Motorsports has been less than stellar in. Ryan Blaney, 7th. Jamie McMurray, 8th. A good run for McMurray, who has also been less than stellar this season. Brad Keselowski, 9th. Eric Almirola, 10th. And you can see Martin Truex Jr. there in 11th. We're scrolling down now. Martin Truex Jr. 11th. Justin Allgaier getting a top 12. He's been running pretty well as of late. Jimmy Johnson, 13th. Eric Jones, 14th. Ricky Stenhouse, Darrell Wallace Jr., Trevor Bayne, Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon, Spencer Davis round out the top 20. As you can see, a few of those teams, including Trevor Bayne, Ross Chastain, and Spencer Davis, as well as Bubba Wallace, all having pretty good runs. Much better than they're used to. This is Chastain's first York Cup Series race, I believe. And he was able to bring it to top 20. Cole Custer in 21st, Tyler Reddick 22nd, William Byron in 23rd, AJ Allmendinger, Matt Kenseth, John Nemechek, Ryan Truex, Michael McDowell, Brennan Poole, and Regan Smith, your top 30 there. Ty Dillon, David Reagan, and Greg Galding were the last 3 drivers to finish. And then you have Clint Bowyer there, who crashed out on, I think it was like lap 5 or 6. And then the pile-up on lap 3 that took out Matt DiBenedetto, Paul Menard, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, Chase Elliott, and Daniel Suarez. So, I forgot the points. Be right back with the point standings here. Here are the points now. After the 6th race of the season, Kevin Harvick's still your points leader, after obtaining the points lead after Under Armour. Brad Keselowski in 2nd. Interestingly enough, the top 2 in points still without a win this season, so that's a very interesting statistic there. Kyle Busch in 3rd, he won at Bristol. Ryan Blaney won at Calaville, he's 4th in points. Martin Truex Jr. 5th in points. Eric Jones 6th. Joey Logano 7th, who won at Baltimore. Alex Bowman still hanging in there in the top 10 in points, 8th. Got to give credit to him after last season was not very good for him. Denny Hamlin in 9th, Kyle Larson 10th, who just won this race. Kurt Busch 11th, and Jimmy Johnson hanging to that final spot. 3 points ahead of Paul Menard, the Under Armour winner, who got knocked below that cut line as soon as he got above it. Basically just as fast. Eric Almirola 14th, he's creeping into the picture now. Chase Elliott 15th. Cole Custer, Daniel Suarez, Jamie McMurray, Clint Bowyer pretty far down in 19th, and Justin Allgaier running out the top 20 in points. Darrell Wallace Jr., Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Michael McDowell, William Byron. You see, you know who you are. You can see the points here. Tyler Reddick, the last driver in the top 30. And Spencer Davis, who I commented on, was pretty far back in points now, starting to climb up after that top 20 finish. Trying to break into that top 30 in points, I'm sure. There's probably some surprising names a little bit further down, like Trevor Bayne, Tyler Reddick, or Ryan Truex, Brennan Poole, maybe. And then you have 41st through 52nd. I'm pretty sure all of these are part-timers, except for Gray Galding, it looks like. So yeah, there you go. The next race is going to be at Eldora, which is going to be a very interesting one. Probably going to be a night race. And you should expect that one to be up in 1 to 2 weeks. So yeah, this is Left Turn Productions signing out.